Hello, astrology friends and family. Welcome to July. I'm just going to go over some of the bigger outer planet aspects, and then we're just going to dive right into all 12 signs. Okay, so as we start off July, all of the inner planets are direct, and sorry about my notifications. The outer planets like Saturn and Pisces had started retrograding at the end of June. Pluto is already retrograding in Aquarius, and Neptune will station retrograde in Pisces on July 2nd, and that will continue all the way until January 1st of 2025. He'll stay there direct for a little bit and then move straight into Aries in March of 2025. The beginning of the month with the Cancer energy will be watery and sweet, and will be sextiling Mars and Taurus. It will be a great time for time out, spending time with family, friends, exercising in water like stand-up paddleboarding, canoeing, any kind of like boating, swimming activities, things like that. And it's also a great time to be creative and put your inner, with all of the inner planets direct, put your little, launch your little dreams out into their cosmic sailboats out into the ethers. You could be beautifying the spaces that you live in, developing a garden with Mars here in Taurus. You could also be maybe working on a pond or a pool. This is Cancer season now, so any kind of cooking with friends, cookouts, time out near and around water, sports and togetherness is just going to feel great at this time. On July 2nd, the big news is Neptune stationing retrograde at 29 degrees, which is an anaretic degree, in Pisces until January 1st. I already mentioned those dates. This is now kind of, I don't want to say your last chance, but kind of, with Neptune in Pisces, to make your deepest, wildest, biggest dreams real. We have until March 31st, 2025. This will be the last go of Neptune and Pisces for a very long time. And so what this is good for, it's digging deep, it's molding, shaping, and putting into structure, because don't forget Saturn is here in Pisces as well. Putting into structure and action your wildest dreams. I would say right now you'd be building the structure around those dreams, whatever they may be, and then preparing to really launch them out when Neptune goes direct next January. So they can be made real here with Saturn. And if you had given up on your dreams coming true, no more. Do not do that. With Saturn here, he's saying, don't give up, but you're going to have to work for it. So you don't get something for nothing. So he wants you to build that dream. Even after Neptune leaves Pisces in March, get it started now, because Saturn will help you continue working on that dream until February of 2026, because that's when Saturn will leave Pisces. And I'll tell you what this means for each of the 12 signs when I get into that prediction. Okay, sorry. All month, Uranus and Taurus will be sextiling Saturn in Pisces and Neptune in Pisces. You could have surprising insights, shocking solutions, to developing structure around your dreams. You could come up with innovative ways to make money from things that you were only dreaming of up until now. You could also come up with innovative ways or solutions to help global issues like global suffering peoples. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. I won't get into the mundane astrology. My favorite organization is UNICEF. Near and dear to my heart. I'll put their link in the description box down below if you have the means to donate to them. They help children in war-torn places. Right now, solutions can come up regarding water problems, pollution, the oceans, as Neptune rules the seas. And let me see, I know there was like a little girl who had just come up with some kind of a solution dealing with like a mollusk or oyster issue. And they are an important part of the oceanic ecosystem. There could be solutions to food shortages, innovative farming solutions, innovative ways to protect cows, and the leather industry. If you're a vegetarian, I think we may see innovative ways or alternative means of using leather. Mushroom leather is a thing, and I love it. And that would be a perfect example of Uranus and Taurus. and affecting the cattle industry, but in a positive way. Again, with Pluto in the mix, this would be really transformational solutions that come to the forefront now. Very powerful solutions that could change the world, quite literally. There could be ideas that emerge now or ways to help people who are suffering. 12th house. Pisces rules faraway places and people who are marginalized or who suffer in society. I love this part, but powerful Piscean leaders or leaders with those traits can come up to the forefront now, especially with Saturn in their sign is crystallizing them and making them the wise one, the wise teacher, and an authority. I keep seeing also Aquarian Pisces types that will, in my mind, although I think they're already starting to show themselves now and in the near future, especially with Pluto going into Aquarius. And yeah, I think it's going to be great to see. On July 5th, there is a new moon in Cancer at 14 degrees, trining Saturn. So what you begin now has the builder in the mix. Any creative projects, if you're building a home, Cancer rules the house, the home, roots, and family. Making structural changes there within the family, or maybe even like adding on to your home. New beginnings around these themes can happen now, and they would be changes that will last with Saturn there. On July 11th, Venus in Cancer trines Neptune and Pisces at 29 degrees and sextiles Uranus and Saturn, and loosely Saturn. Venus is pretty happy in Cancer and Neptune is in its domicile in Pisces. We could have sudden emotional healing in the family, soulmate, past life love could be on its way, otherworldly love, that would be the highest octave of Venus is Neptune. Profound spiritual love or realizations, beautiful creative works of art, movies, music can come to the forefront or crystallize in some people's minds. You can deal with issues from the past and transcend them now. Just watch out here, there could be a little bit of relationship drama, jealousy, or power plays because Pluto will be opposing Venus in this aspect. Venus will be entering Leo at that 1 degree mark. But it's good, making good aspects to Saturn and Uranus. And remember that Venus moves faster than Pluto, so this should pass quickly. It's just something that I want to mention to look out for. On July 12th, Venus enters Leo. It's great for fire signs, Gemini, Libras. Venus will trine Chiron and Aries in the North Node, and this could really heal that Chiron wound in the Aries part of your chart. For once and for all, it could be fated healing that comes through at this time, maybe even through acting or through some art form, creativity and healing with children or for children or because of children. The child within can also be healed. Aries can be very childlike in a way. They're the first sign of the zodiac. Or a way forward in these areas with the North Node can be shown here, drawing you to like a destined healing art form, a destined business that heals you on a soul level, a destined child could be in the mix, bringing tremendous healing to your soul, for those of you who may be expecting. On July 18th, Mercury enters Cancer and the Sun is sextiling Uranus. So your mind and thoughts and intuition can be spot on at this time. And Mars is in a sextile to this aspect, and Neptune is positive in the mix too. You could be enjoying water sports, and this is around July 18th. Beaches, paddle boating, canoeing, swimming with family and friends now. Working on some form of a creative project or writing, and just be in a good flow with sudden inspirations or ideas that can have a long-term financial payoff. July 21st, there will be the second of a full moon in a blue moon cycle in Capricorn. 29 degrees, the anaretic degree, which is also a very finishing, finite degree. We had a full moon on June 21st in Capricorn. This one will be trining Uranus in Taurus, conjunct Pluto in Aquarius, or in Capricorn because it's retrograding backwards, and sextiling Neptune in Pisces. There can be an echo effect at this time around the legacies that we're trying to build, our worldly dreams and aspirations that we're trying to make concrete, being balanced out with the home fires in the domicile. We could have completion here of worldly professional goals. Sudden public recognition can happen now for some too, especially with Uranus here. It can happen suddenly. Father figures could be in the mix in a big way and maybe could be assisting you somehow. But I see it as generally pretty positive. July 23rd, the sun enters Leo, its rulership, and the rest of the month will be flowing with fire energy, trining Chiron in Aries, trining the North Node, giving a boost to these fire signs of Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, and sextiling Libra and Gemini. On July 28th, Neptune will come into an exact sextile with Pluto, and this will continue for the rest of the year. What this could look like would be otherworldly creative projects can be born, deep spirituality, probing into the deeper dimensions of the spirit world, going on a pilgrimage that will change your life. I don't know, Easter Island just popped in my head. Maybe somebody's going there. I don't know. I've always wanted to go. I think it's such a cool thing to see these giant stone heads sticking out of the ground and imagining their bodies buried somewhere deep below the earth or within the earth. Anyway, fantastic works of art could be born, music and movies. You could heal inner complexes that have kept you stuck, and things that have been like a poison to your soul can be healed and released now. Realizations and just forgiveness in your life story can happen. The healing can come now. Also, finding a profound healer or somebody with these traits can appear, and they will have been divinely guided to you. They can be very deeply Piscean or Neptunian in nature. And I think I'll make a separate video for that because it's such a huge, beautiful aspect, and it's a very powerful one at that. And I will mention this in all 12 signs, and let's dive in. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. The Neptune retrograde on July 2nd happens in your second house of immediate family, bank account, self-worth, what you eat or put in your mouth, land, face, and the rest of the year Neptune wants you to get serious or real about releasing codependency with Saturn here, making you take action and build stability around how you earn money, making you more sovereign in how you make money, having you be in charge of cleaning up your diet and getting rid of bad diet choices that negatively affect your health, like smoking, vaping, having too much alcohol, cutting out processed, food, sugar, things of that nature. With Saturn here, he could be helping you slow down the dissolution of money and firming up how you can better manage your accounts, your finances, maybe helping you find a responsible accountant. I would suggest finding like a good Virgo or Capricorn to go over taxes, find ways you can invest and save, and maybe have the opportunity here. You might have the opportunity to find land or make property investments. As a second house rules like property, land, farms, or a piece of property near water or with water on it, because Neptune is in Pisces. You could have the chance to come up with ways to make money around Pisces-Neptune themes like charity, starting a nonprofit, film, starting a Instagram or YouTube channel, for instance, and monetizing these things as well. Later in the month, Pluto will make a sextile to Neptune for the rest of the year, further adding influence and flow and transformation to these areas, the aforementioned topics. And they could also potentially yield big gains because it's Pluto, and Pluto is a sign of wealth, and Pluto is starting to enter your ascendant. So you're initiating, you're not the one waiting for anyone else to make these big changes in your life and around the way that you make money. Because Pluto is hovering between your 12th house of the unseen, faraway lands, foreign money, you could be starting a business with foreign shore connections. Let's say you start a business and come up with an idea to change fishing nets in the oceans as they hurt ocean animals, and somehow that solution kind of parlays into a bigger business, and you could make business connections with foreign partners, foreign shores, foreign money can come in at this time or around this time as this year unfolds before Pluto fully moves into your first house. He'll fully move in November, but at the very early degrees, helping you clean up also self-undoing patterns that you might have, deep family conditioning, And Neptune and Saturn are in the second, which also rules like immediate family. And this aspect over the course of the year could help you change like deep family history conditioning, that deep family story for the better and going forward. On July 2nd, Mercury enters Leo until July 25th, entering your house of partnership, marriage, public business partners. You could, over the next several weeks, be talking and maybe on the move more with your partner, having fun times with them, coming up with fun ideas for a business. Contracts could be in the work here. Creative projects as well, because it's Leo. And with Mercury trining Chiron in the North Node and Aries in your third house, you could be healing a wound around like communication or the way that you think. Topics like your neighborhood, your mind, your thoughts. Maybe you had, like, on a more simple literal term, maybe you had like a junky car for a while and an opportunity for a really nice new vehicle comes up and a contract is drawn up for a purchase, healing a wound about you feeling like you can't ever find something nice or having a dependable vehicle. Jupiter is in Gemini in your fifth house of love and romance, but also Gemini rules vehicles and local neighborhood and local travel. And Jupiter from the fifth is now sextiling over to the North Node and Chiron in your third. And Mercury, who rules the third house, could have you changing neighborhoods as well. Or communication with a partner about a move like this could be in the works. Or you could have the opportunity for another property. Gemini rules duality. And on July 5th, the new moon in Cancer at 14 degrees happens in your sixth house of workaday projects, chores, your pets. You could find help now in healing around health issues for yourself or an animal. You could also find a healing new job and new beginnings there. I would initiate them now around July 5th and over the course of the next 2 weeks, because this new moon at 14 degrees is conjuncting a very fortuitous fixed star called Sirius, the dog star, and it is known for its very bright and protective influence. So once again, any topics around health, it could be health in your family as well, because it's Cancer. Cancer rules family. And this new moon portends fantastic new beginnings around these things. And again, new work could be coming in, new work projects, things like that. And it would be very blessed projects, very blessed work, and fantastic solutions to health issues as well. July 11th through August 4th, Venus enters Leo, your seventh house of partnerships and joy. And Mercury is here as well, further highlighting talk and communication, love, traveling with a partner over the next few weeks. You can gain monetarily through a spouse as well, more harmonious interactions with a partner if you've had any struggles lately in business or in marriage at this time. And yeah, your partner could definitely be having some good news, or it could be you. You could be securing contracts. The seventh house can be a house of business contracts. July 15th, the Mars-Uranus conjunction happens at 26 degrees in the fourth house of Taurus, bringing potential sudden surprises, upsets, or news around the topics of home, family, neighborhood, property. You could feel the urge to suddenly want to break out of a mental rut or out of a rut with your home life, especially with Uranus here. And Uranus is you. Uranus is your ruler, and now he is in the fourth house of home and family. Watch your anger and it would be you probably being the one being angry with family members if upsetting communication or news comes through, in relationship to children or your partner or things with the home. Don't get into an argument on this date, the 15th, the day before, a day after. Just try to keep your cool, get outdoors. Uranus and Mars are in Taurus, which is a very earthy sign. So maybe work in your garden. I know I've said that a lot over the past many videos, but Uranus and Mars being in Taurus is very earthy. So hiking, getting outdoors, these things really do help. It's basically like rooting yourself down. Uranus is a very electric, jazzed up kind of energy. So rooting down by getting outside, going barefoot, gardening barefoot, going for a nice walk in your yard. hanging out under a tree, just staying far away from family at this time might be a good idea. Watch your temper, because Uranus is sudden, could be a sudden temper for you. So put yourself in a timeout. All right. So, and be careful traveling. Maybe go hide in a cabin for a few days. Kind of kidding, but kind of serious. You may really want to break out of a rut. But instead of just doing jolting, jarring things that kind of upset your family, plan things out and then act to use this energy wisely. Don't just change something abruptly just for change's sake. Be careful driving. I mentioned that because Uranus is here. Be careful with your internet. You might have trouble with that. Okay, I think that's about all I'll say about that. Overall, whatever comes up, just know that it will be okay, because Pluto and Neptune, which we're looking at the planets of transformation and deep healing, are in the mix, making really nice aspects to this conjunction. So if something comes up, I also see a quick solution, a healing solution, and I really don't think it will take long for something to come up. So just remember, don't get upset, don't lose your head. In a positive turn of events, this could be sudden surprising news about land opportunities or sudden surprising news that you would have to act quickly on with regard to purchasing maybe even like a new home. Okay, on July 21st, the full moon in Capricorn happens at 29 degrees in your 12th house, completing a blue moon cycle that started last June. You could be seeing results around 12th house topics of, like, say, rest and recuperation if you were away and needing care, like in a hospital, if you had a procedure, maybe it was elective or maybe it was necessary. Maybe you've been, on the mend and healing, and you could be starting to feel better now after a period of rest. Or you could also be completing a trip or therapy, because this does rule the deep subconscious mind and patterns, and getting therapy is over there as well. Since it is a tangible, results-driven full moon, because it's in Capricorn, you could be receiving like money from foreign shores or gains or money through PayPal. Foreign places fall here, foreign money falls here. You could have taken actionable steps to kick bad habits and are now starting to see results at this full moon, because it's also receiving support from Uranus and Neptune. So maybe you stopped drinking suddenly last month or the month before and are starting to feel better now after several weeks of a clean diet and no alcohol, for example. On July 23rd, the Sun moves into Leo, joining Mercury and Venus. Mercury will leave here in just a few days' time, and this is all up in your 7th house. Your 7th house is so lit up with positive planets right now. I can't help but to think things will be really good with you and a significant love partner. They could be in the spotlight now and shining brightly, or getting positive attention or news or money news that affects you as well. You could get recognized for creative works of art, theater, etc., because this is Leo. You can meet a Leo type of new love partner as well over the next few weeks, with all of these Leo planets here as well, factoring into the mix. There could just be also a positive shift in your partners and partnerships in business or in love at this time. You and a partner could be embarking on a shared business venture as well. That's all for now, Aquarius, and we will see you in August.